This is Uncouth Tangents. I am your host, Dove.
And I'm B.
Welcome to the show.
Woo-hoo! Are you okay?
That was weird, wasn't it? I just stared off into space and my face frowned.
You really did. You looked up like a ghost had angrily...
No. I didn't shut down. Sometimes I shut down, but I didn't. No, I was thinking of what I wanted to tell you. So, you know how when you're washing dishes in a dishwashing machine and some of the containers on the top rack topple over and they fill with water?
Hell yeah. I'm just jamming with you.
Thank you so much. So that ended up happening to me, and I meant to rinse it out, wash out the dirty dishwater, but that didn't happen. So I ended up eating some dirty dishwater with my salad today. And the balsamic vinegar mixed in. It was actually really nasty.
Wouldn't it cancel it out? Because like the soapy water would be a base and the vinegar would be...
Yeah, but it's like soapy dirty water. So it's not just soap.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's like all of the remnants from the
previous
old
eatings.
Food. Oh, gross. Ew.
From previous feedings.
Now that I think about it, oh, my stomach. I was fine before.
I just got over a slight case of food poisoning too, so I hear you, sister.
When you say food poisoning, I think it's far worse than what actually happens to you.
What do you mean?
Sometimes it's bad. But then other times
I say
it's
slight
like
case.
Yeah.
I actually have had it legitimately where it's just firing off both ends.
Yes, I remember those times.
You were there?
Not because I was there, but
you were taking pictures of me. I knew
because
it.
I just remember those times. But you're
No, call the hospital.
But your slight case of food poisoning, yeah, that's just a regular day for me.
Oh, my regular day of food poisoning.
Well,
is just
your slight case of food poisoning. I mean, you know, sometimes I eat too many fruits and vegetables. A little bit of diarrhea happens.
Why doesn't this happen to forest animals?
It probably does.
You think so? You think
I mean, it happens to the birds. Have you seen the shit that's on the cars?
I mean, I feel like diarrhea is their only means of shitting.
I think so, too. I've never seen a bird
Just
pop out a turd.
Like a straight up solid Cheeto.
It's always liquid. Like penguins.
Do penguins just plop, plop?
Oh, man, it's just diarrhea. And they'll just do it in the face of the penguin that's closest to them. They're really gross.
From my understanding, they only have like one person that they fall in love with. And you know what? That's just a special moment that they share together.
Well, I wouldn't say it was that one that got shot in the face, but maybe it is their bird lover. I don't know.
Maybe they're into that. Who are you to judge? You know?
Anyway.
We're all in this world.
Tell me about this movie you saw.
Okay, so it's called Annihilation. I found it really interesting and...
Wait, when did it come out?
It came out a few weeks ago, actually. And so something I had to like just mention, this is aside from the movie and everything, you can like it or hate it or whatever. But what I found interesting is that it's actually a super diverse cast. And no one is talking about this. Yet Wrinkle in Time is getting high praise for its diversity. And I'm like, why is this film not getting it either?
Yeah,
and this film, from like reading reviews and everything, is a better film than A Wrinkle in Time. Granted, they're in two different categories.
Well, yeah, and then Disney is
Yeah.
the ruler of all films.
I just think it's super interesting and it's very diverse. It has 5 female leads, and one of them is a lesbian in the movie. Like, it's super diverse. It's more diverse than the Ghostbusters movie, which everybody was busting about. I just found it very odd. Not to mention the fact that in other countries, this movie's not even being put into theaters. It's going straight to Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know what's happening with that because I haven't seen any advertisements for it.
Yeah.
Like, I have not heard about this movie at all.
Yeah, and part of that comes from, this is just a regular thing that happens between directors and financiers. So what happened is the director wanted to kind of follow the book, but also kind of make it a little bit more artsy and a little bit more experimental. But one of the financiers wanted a hardcore like sci-fi, like, no, I don't want like mysterious endings or anything like that. I want a straight regular sci-fi movie. And they were like at odds with each other, and the main producer was like sided with the director because he thought that he was right. So the financier guy like basically said, well, fine, we're not shoving this out to other countries. It's just going to open in US and China and then Netflix everywhere else.
Wow.
Yeah, and completely like shut this film off from being advertised and everything. And I think I wouldn't say important, but I think it does a better job than A Wrinkle in Time in trying to tie in all these things, especially like where we're at today in society as far as what we're trying to say in our movies.
You mean as far as diversity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Aside from that, like I think it's a great story, and I think everybody should check it out, at least give it a watch. But I do feel it's the movie Prometheus wishes it was. Because there are scientists in the movie. By the way, those 5 female leads, all scientists. None of them are like, I'm a pretty thing just that needs help or is in distress. That's why I think it challenges these norms. And, you know, it's a really good film in that sense.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I
while
didn't
it's still
have
in
any,
theaters.
yeah.
While it's
for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
While it's still in theaters.
Yeah.
Actually, I did plan on checking out A Wrinkle in Time, but that was only because I couldn't get into the audiobook. And so when I found out, oh, okay.
Was it another bad reader? Was it another... and then he did this.
No, it was just slow. It was just slow to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I basically got bored. I got bored, so I figured I would just watch the movie. And then when I saw the trailer, I was like, what? This is it? Well, that's kind of
Oprah's in this? Who knew Oprah was in this?
Yeah,
and that girl from The Office?
Mindy Kaling. Maybe I'll just see it on Netflix later on.
Oh,
I don't know.
This is the reverse.
I don't know because, I was kind of excited about it, but then watching the trailer, I mean, I know it's probably going to be cool because of who's in the film, but I mean, the story was just
that's the reviews, is that they're all just kind of,
Yeah.
I think my sister saw it and she said it was like really sappy, kind of. It was almost a little too Disney-fied.
Yeah, maybe that's what kind of turned me away from wanting to see it, because it just seemed a little too, I guess, cliche, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
Like, they have cool people in it, but it's the same type of story.
I will say there are some cliche things in Annihilation. There are some things that they subvert. If you watch a trailer, there's this... It's a trope. It's the one where they look at a compass and it starts spinning and they're like, oh my God, where are we? And they can't figure it out. And they're like, how do we go south? How do we know what south is? And then that's in the trailer. That's where it cuts off. But where the scene keeps going, another scientist just points out, duh, you just follow the sun and just look at your watch, and does it and actually figures out how to use their watch as a compass.
Oh man, I hate films like that where no one knows where they're going.
No,
come on.
But that is part of the story. Is there's this like energy field of some sort that they've sent people and drones and whatnot into, and nothing ever returns. So
like the Bermuda Triangle.
That fictitious place? Yeah.
I had a hard time. Oh, you don't think that's real? It could be real.
I don't think so.
Well, you haven't been there, so.
Well, I don't think it exists. Okay. I haven't been there, so it's
so you're real. The opposite. You're like, unless I go there and I get sucked up, I'm not going to believe it's true.
Yeah, I don't think China exists. It's just a made-up boogeyman.
Okay, that's fine. I guess I'm more along the lines of the opposite, where it's like, of course that's true, until it's proven not to be true.
True until proven otherwise?
Yeah. Why not?
You know, dishwasher water is good for you.
No, that's not true. And that's because I have firsthand experience.
But if it tastes bad, that means it must be good for you.
No, who told you that? Who tricked you? Who in the media tricked you?
Broccoli.
Well, broccoli's not real anyway. It's GMO. Don't laugh in my face. Anyway. We have a longtime listener of the show, and he had a question as far as our theme song. He says that in the theme song, it says, "Oh, baby," and he wanted to know if that was true.
It's true until proven otherwise.
No, the part he's like, yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
So does it say, "Oh, baby"?
Let me think about the loop that I got it from. I don't think it says "Oh, baby."
Oh, in your face! Shout out to the Cindian family.
I have no idea what any of this means.
It's okay. Yeah, I have to. It's all right. But
I'll have to go to the tape on this one.
No, I told him no, and he just insisted that it said, "Oh baby," so I said that I would ask you since you made the mix of it.
I don't remember it saying baby, but
No,
I was
don't
kind of drunk when I was making it. I'll be honest.
Don't go back around. You already said no, so
I'm leaning towards the side of no.
No.
But I mean, I was pretty drunk when I made that track.
All right. Well, if you want to soften the blow, fine.
It's a definite no, no matter what, until proven otherwise.
Boom. All right. You want to play a game?
I don't know. This is what Jigsaw says to a lot of people.
Yeah, but I said it in a cheerful way.
I mean, he says it. I
I
feel
didn't
like
wheel in on a tricycle and say, "Want to play a game?"
I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, that does seem kind of interesting.
Okay. I want to see how many 90s cartoons you can guess.
Oh, this is it, huh? This is the big one.
Well, it's not. This is just part one because there's so many.
Wow,
There's
part one.
so many 90s cartoons.
Okay.
We'll just do a few.
Okay. Let's see how many I can remember.
So I have a list of some popular 90s cartoons, not all of them.
Some popular.
So
some
if you
aren't.
don't hear a certain 90s cartoon, like don't flip out, like relax. This is just part one. It's just a few. The 90s was a long time. 10 years, I hear.
That is a long time. Wow.
So I'm going to give you a description.
Okay.
Some of them are short, and you have to tell me the name of the 90s cartoon.
Okay, is this like my game of games thing where you describe it in a really strange way and I have to figure it out, or?
Nope, most of these are easy.
Oh, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I made
Okay.
it 15 minutes ago.
I'm so proud of you.
Yay. Okay, number one.
Got it. Okay.
Who is Drake Mallard?
Okay, this has to do with a duck. Okay, it's either Darkwing Duck or Count Duckula or... No, wait, Count Duckula wasn't a show. That was a show I made up in my mind when I was a child.
Yeah, because what is that? I've never heard of that.
What, you never saw Count Duckula?
No.
You never came over to my house and I didn't...
And now I know why.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, ding, you got it.
Okay.
2. Which show stars a character who went from singing in the jungle to owning the Sea Duck, an air cargo freight plane?
It seems like a lot of duck-related cartoons in the 90s. He has the Sea Duck
Yeah.
and a what plane?
Yeah, the Sea Duck is an air cargo freight plane. So that's just the type of plane that it was. But it was
Okay.
called the Sea Duck.
Okay. Sea Duck?
Yeah.
And he was singing in the jungle?
Yeah. He went from singing in the jungle to owning the Sea Duck. So 2 separate stages in his life.
But when does the cartoon take place? While he's owning the Sea Duck?
Yes.
Okay. Are the adventures duck-related?
Yeah, some of them. Actually, all of them. Yeah.
Is it DuckTales? No, it can't be DuckTales. He was Scrooge McDuck. He was born a billionaire. Was
he?
I think he
was.
was.
We'll figure that one out later.
Yeah. So it's definitely duck themed, and he was a duck that sang in the jungle. I don't know what this is.
I didn't say it was a duck that sang in the jungle.
Regardless, I don't know any cartoon characters that sing in jungles.
You were close. This is Tailspin.
Oh, shit. I know that show. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So some of these are easy and some of them...
Yeah. Some of them are... I barely remember the 90s because I was so coked up as a child.
Stop it.
With Coca-Cola. Jeez. That sugary beverage.
Okay. Number... whatever one we're on now. Probably 4.
I thought it was 3, but that...
Okay, whatever.
It's okay. We can renumber these later.
And we won't, though. Okay. Guess this 90s cartoon. Do 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 do.
That is Ren and Stimpy.
Stop it. You know what? I should just give you a big old X for trolling. You want to lose this game?
No, it's Doug.
Okay.
I have weird problems with that show because
Why? Because Roger Klotz is green?
no, I actually
So
had
he
no
looks
problem.
sick all the time?
I had no problem with anybody's skin tones in that show for whatever reason. I just didn't
I
like
did.
that he kind of escaped too often and that he didn't focus on his real life.
Oh,
and that
when he turned into a Quail Man?
Yeah,
He's
or
like,
just-
man, this is too hard.
Yeah.
Quail Man!
he just recessed into the psyche because he really escaped in his mind. It didn't make for my viewing experience as a child growing up. Like, what is going on? I don't know what's real and what's not.
Okay, well, maybe that's where I learned it from. Like, what? I don't want to deal with this shit now. Quail women!
Quail dove. That's just two different birds. I don't understand.
Great. So good job. You got that one right.
Ooh, killer tofu. I'm just gonna keep going on Doug things.
Okay, so which cartoon starred the Generic family where they had 3 kids and the youngest rode a tricycle?
Is this Saw? Do you want to play a game? Ride in on a tricycle? Wait. Oh, is it Bobby's World?
Yeah.
Man, that guy is running America's Got Talent now.
Oh, Howie Mandel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that weird?
I remember seeing him there. No, not really.
Mark Hamill is the Joker, so why not?
Yeah. Okay, next one. This show is one of the original 3 Nicktoons, and a recurring character was Powder Toast Man.
That was Ren Stimpy.
Yeah.
I mean, Doug.
Stop it.
With Patty Mayonnaise on the Powdered Toast Man.
No. Ren and Stimpy was actually one of my favorite cartoons.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's how I learned how to be gross.
One of the guys who used to work at our office met the creator of Ren and Stimpy, and he's just a really weird person.
Yeah. I bet
Yeah.
they all are.
Apparently, he just wears zoot suits.
Zoot suits.
Those big shoulder pad suits from, like, the swing era.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, brightly colored.
That's
like,
interesting. Like the mask?
yeah, kind of, yeah. That's definitely a zoot suit, yeah.
That's odd. But
Yeah.
okay.
He went to dinner or lunch with him, and the guy would carry on conversations, but he would just be scribbling on all the napkins that they had at the restaurant.
Wow.
At the end of their like lunch meeting or whatever, there's just a pile of napkins with all of his dumb drawings and sketches and like whatever. But a guy in a zoot suit. Yeah, keep that in mind.
Wow. Fame makes you crazy. All right. These characters attended Acme Luniversity.
Oh, that's Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
My favorite episode is their spring break episode.
Oh, yeah?
Do you remember that one? That's the only one I remember.
Of course not.
Yeah. I remember dumb things.
Of course I'm not going to remember that one episode from back in the 90s.
I will never remember anybody's anniversary, but I'll remember the shit out of a spring break Tiny Toons episode.
No, I don't remember. I'm sure you'll share it with me later.
Yeah, I'll give it to you on YouTube.
All right. Next one. Red Claw, Baby Doll, Tigress, and Sewer King were made...
These are all gross characters.
They were all made for this series, but no one really gave a shit about them, so they kind of disappeared.
Red Claw
Yeah, Red Claw,
and Sewer King.
Baby Doll, Tigress, and Sewer King. Made specifically for this series, but no one really cared, and they actually started to pay more attention to some of the other characters.
Did they make action figures of these guys?
Oh, I don't know. You were asking too many questions. I don't know. that I don't know.
Okay.
And the characters that they didn't think would be as popular actually ended up being in the comics after they were introduced in the series.
So it's a comic show.
It comes from a comic.
Tigress and Sewer King.
And Red,
and
Claw.
Who else is in this?
Baby Doll, but I mean that can be anything from anywhere. That's not a really descriptive name.
I really don't know what this is. Yeah.
You want to know the answer?
Yeah, you can mark this as wrong.
Batman, the animated series.
I'm trying to remember who those characters are now.
No one knows because no one gave a shit about them.
Wait, I just remembered who Red Claw is.
There you go. Good for you.
Well, you know what? Should have thought of that earlier. Because that's the only name I recognized. I was like, who the hell is everybody else? I don't know. Maybe it was a different show.
Well, Harley Quinn became popular from this animated series, and then she blew up with, being in video games and the movies, comics, and everything like that. So I think that she was created for the series as well, but became popular only after the series. But these other guys did not.
Well, they're all like the villains that didn't really make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to go with something hard for Batman because...
I would get it otherwise.
Yeah.
That
I made
I'm
it
okay
too
with.
hard.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I did pick up on Tigress and Red Claw, but I was like, there's no way that's that.
You did. Moving on. In which cartoon do they run experiments on the island of Genosha?
I want to say Captain Planet, but that's wrong.
And you would be correct that that's wrong.
No, that's Gaia. That's the island that they were on. Wait, was that the name of the island?
Was that an island? I don't know if that was an island.
I think that was the lady's name.
Isn't that like Mother Earth, the Mother Earth spirit lady?
Yeah, but she lives on an island, and I don't remember the name of that island.
Oh,
anyways, the cartoon is X-Men.
Yeah, you did it! Was that you stalling?
No.
Oh, okay, good for you. Okay, next one. Really short description.
Okay.
Mike Judge and Heavy Metal.
Oh, Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
really
because I was like, this is too early for King of the Hill, but Beavis and Butthead. Hell yeah.
All right. Next one. This character is a wallaby who works at a comic shop.
Doug. No, I mean Rocko's Modern Life.
Correct. You really love that cartoon, don't you? Your
Hated
favorite.
it so much.
Your favorite.
Sometimes you have to know the thing you hate so that you know that you hate it. I've seen Avatar 3 times, and I know I hate that movie. The James Cameron one, not the
okay.
Airbender one.
Well, if you're talking about the movie for the Airbender one, then you should hate that because
I love that movie, actually.
Shit.
I thought it was really smart and really well done. Go see Annihilation.
I don't think that at all. I do not agree with you at all.
No, I'm just kidding. I have never seen The Last Airbender.
You shouldn't.
Oh, I've never even seen the cartoon.
You should.
Okay, that you recommend.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cartoon was great, but I'm not going to bitch about that movie. I'm going to save that for another time.
That's a whole other episode.
Yes, it is an entire one.
We'll go through the M. Night Shyamalan list.
Oh, no. Hey. All right, this next one is a variety show, cartoon, of course, and no one knows what animals these three siblings are.
Animaniacs?
Yeah.
I
Nice.
almost said Kablam, but yeah, now knowing that there's like three rando siblings, I was like, yeah, that's the only one. Oh.
Kablam was fun. I don't think that was the 90s.
Kablam? I'm pretty sure it was in the 90s.
Maybe we're talking about something different.
Maybe. What were you talking about?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm talking about Move It On.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, this one was a Shakespearean-themed cartoon. You will also not find the characters out in the daytime.
Was it Gargoyles?
Yeah!
Awesome.
Yeah. Good job.
Did you ever watch the entirety of that series? I only watched like the first 2 seasons because it got really dumb after that.
No, I didn't stick with it episode
I don't think
after
anybody
episode.
did because then they like started getting like weird suits of armor and like going into the future and like doing really dumb things.
I think there were only a few 90s cartoons that I really watched from start to finish. Mm-hmm. Everything else is just you catch whatever episodes are on at the time.
Yeah, because you were too busy going outside and playing.
Yes,
well, I mean,
exactly.
I was kind of a fat kid, so I just stayed in. I would be like, no, I'm watching my tunes.
Yeah, and
I can't go out.
I was sheltered. My grandmother didn't let me outside to play. And the
my
TV,
fatness didn't let me go outside and play.
The TV was always compromised because she had to watch the news. So I could only watch certain cartoons
in
at
between
certain
the news
times.
segments.
Yeah.
You couldn't get that picture-in-picture going?
No, we couldn't. So several times I had to watch stupid cartoons because that was the only thing that was on during the time that I could watch TV. So
any of them on this list?
No, but it included Power Rangers and Beetleborgs.
Those aren't cartoons.
Well, it was stupid TV.
They might as well have. Yeah, it was dumb
It
TV.
was stupid TV.
Still fun. It was a shared experience by all 90s kids.
Yeah. Moving on. This 90s cartoon character had a fictional late night talk show.
This cartoon character had a talk show?
Yeah.
What was the talk show about? Like, did it have guests?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I think it did, though.
Are you sure it had guests then? Nope. Like, if you've never seen it. Oh, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, Space Ghost was definitely in the 90s. I don't know when they did the Coast to Coast spinoff. Oh, but no, Space Ghost is the character.
Space Ghost is actually like 70s. It's like old Hanna-Barbera stuff. And then what they did is it was actually really innovative for the time. They basically just took that character because they were like, nobody wants to use these things, so we'll just make a talk show out of it. And it was kind of impressive, like how much of a weird talk show it was. And I kind of miss that era of late night cartoons because they did weird stuff like that. Nobody does weird stuff on TV anymore. It's not creative anymore. Like late night TV used to be really strange.
I can see that. And also with the cartoons that they have now, it's almost like a cookie cutter style. Mm-hmm. All of them are following a very similar structure in the drawing style. There's just like a handful of cartoons that all kind of look the same. Yeah. They have this Ben 10 kind of look.
Or even the cartoons that
they
try
to... The new Ben 10, not the older Ben 10.
I think this is where I say that Family Guy is the downfall of all cartoons. Because everybody wants to be Family Guy.
Yeah.
Because you look at like all the Netflix cartoons that are coming out, and they're all just like trying to be
the style looks very similar to that.
And not to mention that Seth MacFarlane is just like a madman, just going around starting shows wherever he wants.
That is true. I want to say something, but I don't know how accurate it is. There's a show on Netflix called, I think it's Border Patrol.
Ugh, yeah.
You're familiar with that? Yeah. Did he have a hand in that show?
I don't know, but there's enough people that want to like cling on to that Family Guy teeth.
Yeah, it looks very similar to that, and the joke style is similar to that as well.
And there's no one that wants to like push these weird boundaries of what a cartoon humor can be. I didn't like the show, but I would rather have Squidbillies than like what we currently have. Like Squidbillies and like Super Jail. I think Super Jail, in my opinion, is like one of the last good Adult Swim cartoons. At least its first season. I didn't like the second one so much. But like they did really interesting things, both in their art and their comedy. And there's no room for that in the American cartoon scene today.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I did like Squidbillies because the old
grandma.
The old squid reminded me of a family member. So I liked it. You ready for the next one?
You ready for this?
I'm glad you did that because I thought it in my head. Okay, for this 90s cartoon, the villain was a computer virus called Megabyte.
Reboot.
Yeah!
I love the shit out of this show.
I didn't even have to go to the second line. You
knew
what
it was.
Line? Well, you already know. I was just going to name the characters' names.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't realize that the main character's name was Bob. Or maybe I did and I just forgot.
Nobody really says his name all that often.
Okay.
But yeah.
Like you remember Dot Matrix and Enzo.
Yeah.
I remember it because I'm reading it off the paper that I had.
There is one of my favorite episodes is it's Enzo's birthday, and at the very end the villain comes in. It looks like he's gonna trash the party, but instead what he does is just whip out a guitar and just starts going to town on a guitar. And Bob comes in and is like, "Nah, it's my turn, bro." And they have a heavy metal guitar solo battle, and it's amazing.
How do you remember all of this from the 90s?
Because I recorded a bunch of stuff on my VCR.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I thought you just remembered like from the ether, like, oh, you remember that time in Reboot, episode number 122?
I am a huge nerd, ladies. You want to talk about 90s cartoons? We can do this all day.
Well, we're not, because we only have a few left.
Oh.
So. All right. Obelina, Ickis, and Crumb.
This is the thing I mentioned a couple episodes ago. Real monsters. That's not the song. That's not the theme song.
It isn't the theme song, and I actually don't know the theme song right now. But
the only thing I really remember from that show is that toenails are their form of currency. I just thought that was like one of the grossest things, but it just makes.
I liked all the gross cartoons.
I thought they were just scaring people to steal their toenails.
Not too far from the plot line of Monsters, Inc. where they're like stealing the screams. Monsters gotta steal things.
Yeah, I never understood how energy works in that system, but oh well.
Next one. 3 more to go.
Okay.
This character suggested the battle cry, spoon.
That's the tick.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I even knew that, and I didn't even watch the cartoon.
He eventually got an animal, like as a pet, and he called it Speak, because it could speak in a hallucinatory dream. And
Leave that in.
I really loved that pet character and started naming my dog at the time Speak, because it kind of looked like him. It was like a weird fat animal. It was a capybara that didn't really look like a capybara.
Oh, wow.
I feel like they were told, draw a capybara, and they didn't know how, so they just drew this like weird round thing with a man's face on it.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. It's kind of gross looking. That. Yeah, you'll have to check it out.
Okay. I like how you're giving me information about all of these 90s cartoons. And I'm like, what? I didn't even watch that.
I watched a lot.
Blah, blah,
I was a very lonely child.
Oh, stop it.
I don't have friends.
Moving on. The students from this show attended PS 118.
Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Well,
I like that show.
Yeah, once again, one of the few reasons I know that is because there's some episode where he's waiting for a snow day, and they kept calling out these random PSs, and then I was like, I have no idea what that means because I don't live in a district like that.
Yeah. Yeah, all of their schools are PS something.
New York?
Yeah, New York.
I don't know what New York is like.
Well, it's like
PS.
the cartoon.
Yeah.
We can only assume.
Hey Arnold was a documentary.
Yes, it was. Okay, you ready for the last one?
Yeah.
This 90s cartoon has 21 seasons, 287 episodes currently, and it takes place in Colorado.
South Park.
Yeah, you did it.
20 plus seasons.
Bing. Currently.
Yeah.
That's a long-running show.
That's only
It's
8
not
less
as long
seasons
as
of
yeah.
Simpsons. Yeah.
That's why that one isn't on the list, because that's the 80s list.
Yeah. Well, it started in the 80s. It's
Yeah.
like every decade. There's just going to be so many episodes it just spans through time.
Perfect. You did great.
I only missed my favorite cartoon.
Yeah.
That's all.
Perfect. And that means I win. Good job, everyone.
Yay, we did it.
Thanks for playing along.
Oh, yeah, I didn't give you time. Well, you know what? You can give us your answers by contacting us on uncouth-tangents.com.
Answers? But we already revealed them.
Yeah, you don't have to do that then.
You all are still winners.
Speaking of winners, keeping up with our New Year's resolutions, I am on my last belt hoop. Like,
nice.
on the last buckle, so I'm doing fairly well. I'm still sort of a fatty, but not as much of a fatty.
Stop it.
Ladies.
Well, congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Okay.
It's done, right?
Yeah. Goodbye.
You want to plug things?
Just uncouth-tangents.com. Just go to the website, http://www.uncouth-tangents.com. And there you'll be able to
Wait, you started with the HTTPS first?
We don't have TTPS.
And then you backtrack to do a www?
Uh-huh.
And there is someone who still puts in www.
Who?
As an old man.
Is it my dad? He doesn't know what websites are.
Shout out to you, old man. You know who you are. Drinking your full glass of milk.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.